What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I'm Sam. That is Mike. As you can see, a very special guest today as we are joined by former West Florida defensive lineman and current Seattle Seahawks rookie, Matthew Gotel. Matt, welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys? Glad you guys got me on here.
Man, we're glad to have you. We are so happy that the Seahawks decided to pick you up, man. Obviously, like when we heard the news, we researched you, man, and we were really, really happy with a lot of the things we saw. We watched YouTube videos, so really, really happy that you could join the squad. And I think what's cool about you joining the Seahawks is, from what we found, you're from Tacoma, Washington. So
yes, sir.
how did kind of being like local to the Seahawks influence your decision to go to the Seahawks, if at all?
I would say it played not much of a factor. To be honest with you, growing up, I was a Pittsburgh fan. I know, don't kill me, but don't kill me. But going through my senior season, we had a scout come to my practices, and he met me. He was like, "You know what? You're from Tacoma, Washington," and we kind of made that connection right there. So we've always been in touch since then. And then I really didn't think about being a Seattle Seahawks. I went down to the facility, and I straight up fell in love with it, man. I fell in love with the coaching staff, Coach Pete Carroll, the GMs, the Schneider, D-line coach, everyone. So that's when I really started to buy into the program. I was like, you know what? It wouldn't be bad to be a Seattle Seahawks. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so you played at a really unique school for football, being West Florida, where it's a very new football program. It hasn't even been around for a decade. So with you being able to play there, but yet it instilled a winning culture very quickly. It has already won a national championship for D2. So how does that winning pedigree, that winning culture, how has that been instilled in you personally?
I would think it starts with the coaching staff, UWF, man. They're all great. Head coach, Coach Shinnick, he does a great job of making sure you see his vision for what he has for you. And from day one, he saw that I had great talent, and he saw what I could do for a team. And number one thing was putting the team first. And that's really where I thrived off. I wasn't a selfish player. You know, I wanted to go win a national championship, which we did in 2019, my junior season. So that was something we focused on. And honestly, just smart, hard work, and making sure putting the team first and always being a vocal leader. That was the things I took pride in. And it goes a long way. It really does.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You talk about, the coaching staff and how they believe in you guys. Well, another guy, one of your teammates, Rodney Coates, recently also just signed with the Seahawks. So have you been kind of in contact with him, geeking out that you guys signed with the same NFL team, or how's that been going?
Yeah, it's actually been really cool. Through the draft process, you don't know where you're going to go. Every team reaches out to you, think, "Oh yeah, we like you. You think we can do this," but it's not until draft day, or for our case, after draft day or right after the draft, you find out where you're going. And when I found out me and Rodney were going to the same place, I was like, just what are the odds,
Yeah,
I feel like it's so rare you get to play again at the next level with the same teammates you played with in college. So, we're freaking out over it, but we're we know we got to go there and work. We're D2 guys, we didn't come from the SEC. So our competition wasn't the same, but we know we can play. That's why we got that phone call.
Yeah. I think it's especially crazy that you guys both are coming from Florida, the total opposite side of the country, obviously. So I think that's a really cool thing that we both figured out. So that's awesome. Glad to hear, man.
Yeah. So obviously, now kind of touching more on the draft itself, this has been the draft is always a very stressful time for players, and it's a very long lead up process. What was your pre-draft process like, and did the Seahawks really express any interest in you throughout the whole experience?
Yeah, my draft process, I feel like it wasn't the normal draft process. I didn't have a sports agency. I was training at my university with my strength coach, Coach Kyle, and obviously they did a great job with us. They got us ready for our pro day as much as we could be. I benched 32 times. I had a great vertical, ran a decent 40 time. Yeah. So it wasn't like I was out the picture just because I didn't have a sports agency. But I worked a full-time job of working at the YMCA. I was a supervisor there, and you tell everybody when you're working at work, you're like, "Are you going to the NFL?" Yeah. They're like, "Oh, why are you working here?" It's just well, I got bills to pay and stuff like that. But going back, I got invited to a local workout in Seattle. That was a blessing. And that was after my pro day, and I flew out there on my own dollar because I really wanted to see the facility because believe it or not, I've never been to the facility, or I haven't even been to a Seattle game before. So hopefully my first game of the Seahawks would be the first time seeing a game of the Seahawks would be me playing. So that'd be cool.
Right.
But so I went down to the facility and I showed out. I'm a big guy who moves well, and they saw that, and that's why I'm a Seahawk now.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So I think that's a really cool way to describe your kind of pre-draft process. Leading up, you mentioned you were training. You got to see the facility, but during the draft, what was kind of going through your head as you're watching the draft, and then immediately after the draft, like what's kind of going through your head there?
I didn't watch day one. I was like, it doesn't really pertain to me. I always like to see the big names go up, but that's my competition now, so I don't really watch that. But once day 3 came around and I'm seeing names go by and they're not my names, and I'm seeing D linemen get drafted, I'm like, I'm better than that guy. I kind of had to turn it off because I tend to get in my own head, like, man, I'm better than that guy. How come I'm not going there? But I had to think and look at the bigger picture. Like, man, I'm in the conversation. Like, whether I get drafted or sign afterwards, like, that's a blessing. So I turned the draft off, and I said, if I get a phone call, I'll get a phone call. And sure enough, I didn't even know the draft ended, but sure enough, I got a phone call. I thought I was going to get drafted. I thought the draft was still on. But no, it was Pete Carroll. He was like, hey, you want to be a Seahawk? We're going to sign you priority free agent. And boom, there I was. So I was a Seahawk.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. So obviously touching back on that, what was it like when the Seahawks called? You obviously thought you were getting drafted. But, is there a certain weight that's lifted off of you once you get that phone call?
Yeah, man, that's it was stressful. As soon as I got that phone call, like a whole ton just got taken off my shoulders. You can't help but smile when you hear Pete Carroll's voice. You're like, man, all that work I put in, all the times of being unsure, it's all gone, and now I just get a chance to go show what I can do. So I was excited.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So obviously you signed with the Seahawks. Did you kind of have any predetermined knowledge about the Seahawks and their culture, their fan base, the city of Seattle? Did you kind of have any knowledge of what that was like?
The fan base is probably the best fan base in the NFL, in my opinion, man.
We appreciate that.
You guys do a great job. I know I post some things on Twitter, and like it got like 7K retweets. I've never in my life, never in my life even imagined something like that. So I'm like, man, you guys are showing so much love for an undrafted guy. Like you guys are the best. So
thank you.
I'm glad where I'm at right now.
Yeah, we do. We'd like to think of ourselves as the best fan base in the world as well.
Yeah.
So
undoubtedly, I mean, we always a lot of times what will happen is the players get tons of support coming in, more so really from the Seahawks than from any other team that I feel. So, that being said, talking about your interactions with the 12s, talking about how you guys have already kind of hit this connection, what should the fans expect out of you? What should they expect as a player and as a person?
Now, I plan to come in and be super engaged with the community because, like I said, I'm from Tacoma, Washington, and I love to get back to my community. So hopefully I get the chance to do that. But I want to come in and, man, just help wherever I can. Like, I don't care if I'm a day one starter or I'm a practice squad guy. I want to help the program. I want to win a Super Bowl, and I want to win a conference championship and all those things. And whatever they need me at, that's what I'm willing to do. I'm excited to get in there and be behind Big Al Woods. I grew up watching the guy, man. Like, this is unrealistic to me. So I get to go be a sponge and learn from him and learn from the D-line coach. And it's really exciting.
That's really cool. It's funny that you bring up Al Woods because our next question was, what current Seahawks player are you most excited to meet? Is it Al Woods that you are just like dying to get to know and meet? Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of superstar players out of Seattle, but Al Woods, man, it's just I see film and just like, dude, how are you moving that well at that big? I'm excited to see get little tips from him and see what his process was like to become who he is today. So that's going to be exciting.
No, that's a great answer. We love Al Woods, man. He's our guy.
We love Al Woods out here. Kind of segueing into meeting players, have you got in contact with any current Seahawks players, any of the rookies maybe that just got drafted?
I have not actually. I know of a couple. We drafted a receiver from the North Ryan. We beat them in 2019, just saying. But,
nice.
And so I'm excited to meet him and talk crap to him. But I haven't actually been in contact with any current Seahawks players or any draftees. I've been super busy these past couple of days, as you can imagine. But yeah, I'm flying out there tomorrow morning, so we'll see them all then.
That's awesome. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, rookie minicamp starts tomorrow, right?
For you guys. Starts tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's awesome. We wish you guys nothing but the best. Getting into a little bit more of a interpersonal question, what motivates you both as a player and as a person to be the best version of yourself?
Number one thing is family. It's just family. It's hard to really go into detail of what we've all been through. I've dealt with my dad passing away. I've dealt with my mom going through cancer and beating it. Like, they deserve everything that I can give them, you know? So every time I step on the field, it's 100%. There's nothing less. You know, I have my gorgeous girlfriend that I want to give her the world to. She's been here since I was in JUCO, you know? Like, she's been riding with me for a long time. So I just want to give my family everything I can. And really, and for me too, like, and putting God first, but family is what drives me when I'm on the field.
That's awesome. That's a great answer. I love that answer.
That's great. You know, you talk about growing up watching Al Woods, and I mean, you grew up at a point where the NFL seemed to kind of hit a sweet spot of just nonstop legends. There were some very iconic teams. What was your favorite player growing up? Who was your favorite player?
Gosh, that's a great question. It's probably Troy Polamalu. Like I said, I was
thinking you were gonna say Troy. Yeah.
I was a Steelers fan. Troy Polamalu, James Harrison. Those are the guys I was watching. Like, these are guys of freaks of nature. I think I could lean towards more James Harrison just because his story is somewhat similar to mine. You know, he didn't get drafted. He didn't have the big name. You know, it took him so many years. He got cut from team to team. You know, so I love his story and his work ethic. I feel like it's similar to mine.
Yeah, James Harrison is a grinder, man. He is. Yeah. He is insane.
By the way, you do know that Pete coached Troy Polamalu in college, right?
I know. Yeah, I know.
It's pretty crazy.
Seattle history.
Yeah. That's a great little connection there. Maybe you could convince Pete to let you do the Superman blitzes that Troy used to do and just jump over the center.
I gotta earn some trust.
Yeah. Do you have kind of like a pre-game ritual, something that you like to emulate like every week, or is it just kind of like, you know, just get in your zone and get ready to play?
Oh yeah, I'm not super ritualistic, man. I just get into the facility, you know, I have my headphones in, and once pre-game starts, man, I'm locked in. It's a week process, you know. I go through my due diligence, you know. I'm locked in at practice. I always tend to have my fun. I have my laughs and all that. I'm sort of a loose player when it comes to it. But when it's go time, it's go time, and it's like I could flip a switch, you know. So, I'm not over here like wearing the same socks a week in advance and stuff like that. You know? I think my preparation comes within the week.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. Follow-up question to that: what's on the pregame playlist for you? Got any specific artists you like, or any types of music?
Lil Baby for sure.
I'm rocking with
Dolph. I like listening to Dolph. And probably only get slaughtered for this, but I listen to the Baby. He gets me lit. He gets me turned up.
I like the Baby. Okay. I like the Baby. That's what's up. That's a good little playlist.
You know, big thing here. A lot of times rookies come into the league and they feel a little offended by one thing, and that's their Madden rating. You know, what do you think your Madden rating should be?
Oh, my Madden rating is gonna get done so bad. Oh man, undrafted free agent. No one even knows my name yet. It's gonna be 60 something for sure. Yeah. But we're gonna change that. Don't worry about it.
We're gonna change that. Yes, we're gonna change like that mentality.
What Madden attribute do you think should be rated the highest for you? Like your speed, your strength, agility, awareness.
Playmaking's got to be the highest for me. I'm a playmaker. I can make things happen. You know, and I say strength. Strength gotta be up there. I'm a strong guy.
All right, strength and playmaking. I like the sound of that. Do you have kind of, you know, I mean, we've all had like the munchies before games, after games. I remember I used to be really, really hungry. Do you have like a favorite like pre or post game meal that you like to just chow down on, you know, when you're done? Or
any form of red meat, you know, whether it's a burger, some steak, potatoes, like that's my go-to. You know, usually after our Argos game, I'm getting me a good hamburger or a good cut of steak.
No, that's definitely a great answer. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I remember when I used to play Pee Wee, and I would be finished, and no matter where we were, we would always go to the concession and get a nice double cheeseburger, bro. And that would always hit the spot so right. So
yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, So you kind of talk about what songs you listen to pregame. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh man,
it's because you know what they do with the rookies. They get the rookies to go up there, and sometimes they sing karaoke. They have
you gotta have pipes.
Show.
You gotta have pipes, man. You gotta belt it out.
I feel like any song by Keisha Cole is go. Like I'm good. You know, whatever song goes on by Keisha, we're good. You know,
that's what's up.
I'll hold it down.
That's what's up. I relate to that. I'm a Selena Gomez kind of guy, so I feel that. I feel that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Another kind of just goofy little question here. What's your favorite ice cream flavor, man? Or do you not do ice cream? I'm not a big ice cream guy, but like certain flavors, I'll consider. You know, what's your kind of stance on that?
I'm a cookies and cream guy, man. Like wherever I go, if I'm out, it's gonna be cookies and cream.
Yes.
It's not too crazy, you know, not too basic. Right there in the middle.
Yep.
That's respectful.
These answers are killing it right now, man. These are great answers.
That's me. So I don't know if you can tell, but these questions were kind of entering a little bit of a lighter-hearted part, just kind of letting the 12s know who you are as a person, more so, you know, off the field. Here's a little bit of a hot take that's been kind of dominating the world for a long time now. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Oh, no. You put me on the hot seat, man.
Yeah.
Just know I'm a Chicago guy, so I have a very strong opinion on this topic.
I gotta say no. Look, I'm a big guy. So I'm not gonna say no to many things, you know. So if it's pineapple pizza and that's the only pizza, I wouldn't mind taking a slice.
Yeah.
But if I had a preference, it's gonna be no for me.
That's a great answer. I think, I mean, you're on a roll right now. You've been killing these questions. I got another one for you that is, you know, very near and dear to my heart. You know, with the new, I don't know if you know, there's a new Doctor Strange movie coming out this week. Are you a Marvel guy or are you more of a DC guy?
Marvel, dude. I'm Marvel, man, all the way. Mm-hmm. I'm an OG Iron Man fan. Love Spider-Man, all that, man.
You see that? I got the Spider-Man poster right there.
Madness coming out.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness coming out tomorrow.
I'm gonna be in camp, but look, I'm gonna find a way.
For sure,
find a way to go see that.
Yep.
Gotta find a way. You know, so just kind of segueing off into that. You got a favorite movie, favorite TV show that you can just like, no matter what mood you're in, you can just always play it and just kind of chill back?
For TV shows, I'm gonna go Family Guy. I've been watching Family Guy with my dad for so long, probably since I was like 6 years old. Even though some of the jokes are corny, I can always turn it on and just relax. And for movies, it's always like Transformers, the first movie. I can just watch that movie so many times. I don't know what it was. But ever since it came out, Transformers has been the movie for me.
Hey,
Michael Bay's the GOAT for sure.
Hey, that's valid. You know, to kind of wrap this up here, you know, to kind of get back on like a little bit of a serious note, you know, rookie minicamp starts tomorrow. You know that it's going to be an uphill grind, and you know that undrafted free agents, they have to both prove themselves to the coaches, to the fans, to their teammates. They have a lot to say. How are you attacking that, and how are you thinking about that in your mind before it even starts? You know, how are you preparing to just attack it head on?
I'm just gonna chop wood, man. Take it day by day. I'm not looking at this as a whole thing. I'm gonna take it piece by piece. You know, I'm gonna learn something new every day. I'm gonna take great notes. I'm gonna give it all I can on the field, and I'm gonna learn from the veterans that are there. You know, that are willing to let me learn from them. I know the odds. Like I said, I don't care. I don't care what the odds are. I'm gonna go make sure my stamp is laid on this team.
That's an awesome answer. That's a great answer right there, man. You killed it with the answers today. I got to tell you, this is a great interview, man.
Yeah, you killed it.
You got a great mindset. You got some great ice cream preferences. I mean, you got the whole package, man.
Yeah,
you got to go.
I appreciate it.
You're a national champion. I mean, dude, what more could you want, man?
Yeah, you know, I mean, so once again, 12s, go show this man some love. You know, go blow up his socials. Just
get another 7K retweet for this man.
You know, just keep blowing this man's up Twitter. You know, just make sure that everybody sees it. But anyways, we appreciate you guys for watching. We appreciate Matthew. Thank you for stopping in. Really fun conversation. And once again, as always, subscribe, leave a like, hit that bell, get it wherever you listen to your podcasts. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.